But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo, he's so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter for a reason.
He can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea.
How is Crawford, his composure going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo?
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Look, because you're talking about Crawford.
Yeah.
He's
Weight classes.
He's the most composed guy. Yeah. What, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him? No.
I think Crawford could beat Canelo Alvarez.
I think he's too small. But then again, I thought he was too small for Spence. So shows what I know.
Fighters explain why Canelo Alvarez is expected to beat Terence Crawford. But boxing legend Mike Tyson isn't so sure. Tyson has serious doubts about Crawford's chances, saying fighting Canelo might not be a good idea for him. Tyson points out that Canelo's size, strength, and constant pressure are big risks for Crawford. These factors could make it a very tough fight for Crawford.
Mike, I gotta say this. Terence Crawford, tremendous fighter. You're a big supporter of his. He wants to move up 3 weight classes and fight Canelo. What do you think?
He can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea. You know, I don't think, what would he have? I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea. People have done things crazy like that before. It's just that he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it.
You posted the other day, there's a picture of you in a Rolls Royce, and you said, the quote is, "I can't remember how many of these I gave away." Tell me about that.
Just, I don't know. Just wasn't used to having money. It's safe. Want to have one. You know, when you're not accustomed to that shit, man.
Yeah, but not everybody's Mike Tyson. You're very generous. You're a genuine, nice person. Tillman told me that one time you lent him his car, he kept it for like 3 months or something.
I don't know, baby, shit. Listen, if you have money and you can't help nobody with it, what's the purpose of having it?
David Benavidez sees Canelo Alvarez as a source of inspiration and thinks the fight between Canelo and Crawford is a good one. Benavidez respects Canelo's skills and achievements in boxing, and this makes him positive about the upcoming fight.
Looks like it's going to come to fruition in September. What are your thoughts on that bout?
I have nothing to say. It's a good fight. And it's a good fight. I wish both of them the best.
All right, next question over here. Do you use that for motivation? I know that Canelo's like, you know.
I definitely do use that as motivation because if I was such an easy fighter and target, he would have came and beat me already. Just for him not fighting me lets me know how dangerous I am.
How would you approach a fight?
Is there scissors? Is there scissors? Ask for scissors. Go ahead.
How would you approach a fight with Terence Crawford if it was you against Crawford?
To be honest with you, if I fought Terence Crawford, I would definitely use my size, my reach, my weight to my advantage. Crawford is a very smart fighter, but I guess thankfully I'm not fighting him.
Ryan Garcia talks about Canelo's strength, size, and power, saying these things give him an advantage over Crawford. He believes the difference in weight classes is a big challenge for Crawford. Garcia thinks it will be hard for Crawford to match Canelo's physical strength in the fight.
That's going to be a great fight, too. I can't believe they made that happen. So, yeah, Turkey's been making a lot of great fights happen. You can't really hate on it. But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo, he's so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter for a reason.
Last question, Ali. He said Teofimo and Boots are going to be on your October undercard.
Oh, yeah,
and the winners would fight each other. Is that what you were told?
I didn't know that, but
I
don't care. Let's do it. I wanted to fight Teofimo, too.
Last one. I got to do this. I agree with you that there's a lot of sanctioning bodies. There's a lot of promoters. There's going to be more testing organizations, not just one. Tell me about that. Why are you so adamant about that?
I think that when a coach is pushing a certain organization, it just strikes me off weird. And for it to be like a mandatory thing, like why can't I use another organization, you know? But again, I don't want to talk about them because, you know, they might sue.
Sean Porter is concerned about how Crawford will handle Canelo's punches, especially since Canelo is known for hitting hard. Porter doubts Crawford's ability to take such powerful shots, especially after moving up in weight classes. This shows that many people are unsure if Crawford can handle the power of a bigger opponent.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know. So I think, if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terrence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
Mikey Garcia believes Canelo will win, saying that his size and power will be key to victory. Garcia thinks these advantages will be the deciding factors in the fight.
I'm not even a fan of that fight. They're too many weight classes apart. And although the skills, Crawford is one of the best fighters that I've seen. Now, Canelo is, fighting at 168. Crawford just moved up to 154, and he has some trouble with that in that fight. Now, where do you plan on going? 164, 65, 66? Yeah. Canelo ain't gonna come down to 160. Yeah, Canelo ain't gonna come down, maybe 166 max if he accepts. Yeah. I think Canelo wins that fight based on just the size, power and size. Now, skill-wise, I think Crawford's a better skilled fighter, but the difference in size will be the deciding factor, and that's why I'm not even a fan of that fight. I think Crawford has accomplished everything he had to accomplish. From 140, 147, now 154. That's even greater for him. He wants to do something, collect belts at 154. He can attempt that. But there's no money in that compared to the Canelo fight. And Canelo is trying to fight other guys, and at that point it's more of a big fight, for the money that's gonna generate. But as a fight fan, I'm not really a fan of that matchmaking. I'd rather see Canelo move up and fight somebody like Benavidez or Bivol again. Yeah. If he wanted to challenge himself, move up to 175 again, and challenge himself against those guys. Not a smaller guy moving up.
Roy Jones Jr. has praised Canelo's skills, but also acknowledged Crawford's desire to face the best. He says if Crawford loses to Canelo, it could change the course of his career because Canelo is one of the top boxers.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying like, hey, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. Give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What he got to prove to Boots? Boots trying to take over, start beating the guys around him. Prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who? Canelo. He willing to take that gamble, see if he can beat him. If he beats him, he may go fight Benavidez next. If he don't beat him, he say, okay, I took it as high as I could go. I'm done.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy if he gets the win. Like, oh my God.
Robert Garcia has looked at the fight and thinks Canelo will win. He doesn't go into detail, but believes Canelo's size, strength, and experience give him the edge. Garcia says Crawford is likely motivated by the huge payday, as he has already secured his future. He thinks Crawford might fight well for the first 6 to 8 rounds, but expects Canelo to take control. Later, Garcia respects Crawford's abilities, but believes Canelo's strength will overwhelm him.
Robert, what's a smart bet on Crawford Canelo? Canelo by knockout or Canelo by decision?
Crawford by decision. And you have to bet?
Yes.
I say Canelo by decision. Crawford by decision. No, but you say Canelo by knockout or Canelo?
Yeah, no, because I'm saying that's what's going to happen. Canelo's going to beat him. But which one?
I don't know, man. Crawford is fucking gangster. I've always been saying, I think Canelo at the end, obviously his strength, his weight,
experience
probably takes over. But shit, I wouldn't be surprised if Crawford just fucking boxes and fights smart and beats him.
He's probably gonna be 40 to 1 underdog or something crazy like that, right? It's not gonna be close.
Oh, it's gonna be close.
3 weight classes,
3 4 to 1. No crees? It's not gonna be that big of a difference. No.
When you pick the knockout? No. When you pick the knockout,
you pick a knockout. But if it's just
who wins straight out?
I think it's gonna be maybe 3 to 1, 4 to 1. Maybe that's too much. Maybe 2 to 1. Maybe
I don't think so.
I'm telling you.
So they finally announced Ryu's fight, Gary Russell. What do you think? Not easy fight? No easy fights at this level? It's going to be, finally you guys will be, the first time you're ever going to a tank fight, right? To work a corner?
We got one at Tank's fight.
Is Tank's the main event?
Yeah.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has doubts about Crawford's chances against Canelo, pointing out the big weight difference as a major concern. Hearn finds it surprising that Crawford is willing to face such a challenge, suggesting that the size difference may be too much for Crawford to overcome.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement. If you're Terence Crawford in that fight, the last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
You know.
Javante Tank Davis praises Canelo, calling him one of the top boxers today and a great fighter. While Davis doesn't directly talk about who will win, his respect for Canelo shows how highly he is regarded in the boxing world.
Canelo is one of the top dogs in the sport as of right now, and he's a great fighter himself. So just having somebody like him to say I'm his favorite fighter is pretty touchy. I think I'm the face of boxing already. If we being real, I think I'm the face of boxing right now. I think that Canelo going out the door, all the top guys. Canelo probably the only one, but he's going out the door. So
Teddy Atlas has spoken highly of Canelo's size, strength, and achievements, noting that he is a unified champion. He also says that facing someone like Canelo is a huge challenge. However, Atlas wonders if Canelo can deal with a smaller, faster, and more defensive fighter like Crawford. He believes that speed and movement could be key factors. While Canelo has slowed down a bit with age, his opponent's quick footwork and defense might cause problems. Atlas thinks experience, strategy, and adaptability will decide the winner as both fighters age.
Not official, but it may be a done deal. Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Early thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah, look, the first thought is, can he handle the weight jump? Can he handle the weight jump? He being Crawford. Against Matadorf, people are going to say, oh, he had some hiccups. Who don't have hiccups? When you eat something that's a little difficult to eat, and Matadorf was a little difficult to eat, he's not easy to digest. He's a good fighter. When you eat something that's a little tough to digest, you get hiccups, right? So, come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is. But who's he beating? He unified the, what was his first division? Lightweight, then he unified the junior, then he unified the junior welter, then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter.
Sports commentator Stephen A. Smith has shared his thoughts, recognizing Crawford's skill, but expressing doubt about whether he can hurt Canelo. Smith says if Crawford can't land strong punches, Canelo will just keep pressuring him with his physicality and dominate the fight.
But to me, can Crawford hurt him? I would pick Crawford to win if he can box and stay away. I don't believe he can hurt Canelo. And if Canelo catches him, it could be trouble. But I would still say it would be a very interesting fight. I just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. And I'm wondering whether he could stay away. Crawford is the superior boxer. But if he can't hurt Canelo, he can't keep him off of him. And that's where the problem lies.
What do you think a win like that would do for Crawford? Would that put him Mayweather?
He and I spoke about it. He and I spoke about it in Vegas when the UFC event was at the Sphere. It's a fight he wants desperately. He wants badly. He says it's a legacy fight. He thinks about Tommy Hitman Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard and others moving up in weight. And he believes he can do the same, and he wants to do the same against a fighter the caliber of Canelo Alvarez.
Boxing analyst Shobaz the Adult doubts Crawford's ability to take Canelo's punches, believing the power difference could be crucial. He thinks Crawford may have trouble with Canelo's heavy punches. Crawford moving up 3 weight classes to fight Canelo has raised concern among experts, who feel this jump could put Crawford at a big disadvantage. Many think facing the biggest fighter in the super middleweight class is risky for Crawford.
Just a few weeks ago, you heard what Terrence Bud Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. He's the most accomplished fighter, and I would just like to, fight another great.
Which is a very noble reason. I mean, it's a reason that I can get behind. If you notice, his primary reason isn't money. He did say it'd be the biggest fight, which, you do want a big fight, but I don't think he meant monetarily, which the money comes, okay? But what he's saying is he want to test himself versus the best. And I think he's telling the truth here, right? Of course you want big money and stuff like that, but I think his swan song is just him test himself up against the very best. Those are the reasons the war room can get behind.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terrence yet?
No, look, I always say, I respect Terrence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with Spence. He did almost look very easy. But I knew Terrence Crawford is a great fighter. But you never know in boxing. We'll see.
Tim Bradley takes a more positive view, recognizing Canelo's size advantage, but thinking Crawford's skills could help him win. Bradley believes Crawford's technical skills and smart approach could overcome the size difference, giving him a good chance to win, despite others favoring Canelo.
Be great. That'll be 3 times. If you go 154 and win the belt, that's 3 times super. Then I said, chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo. 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in his next 2 fights where he still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. If he's trying to chase the greatness. But I mean, he already done something that's never been done. Charlo don't want none of that smoke.
Terrence Crawford, I see he wants to fight. He's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better. Terrence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but like I say, he's weight classes for a reason. I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and you never know what happened.
Yeah.
Alexander Usyk offers a different view, acknowledging that most people expect Canelo to win, but arguing that Crawford's intelligence in the ring could lead him to victory. Usyk thinks Crawford's smart style could help him beat Canelo, even with the size difference. The fight is expected to excite fans, reminding them of the golden era of boxing when the best fighters faced each other, no matter the weight class difference.
A potential fight between Canelo and Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
How do you see that fight? Who do you
like? Terrence, it's
wow.
My friend, but it's crazy man. Listen, I say Terrence win. Yes.
What? Terrence win over Canelo.
Well, Terrence win, but listen, Terrence, it's different man. Terrence work in две стойка.
Two sides.
Two sides.
Right.
And
switch hitter.
Yes.
Switch hitter.
Yes. Right and left. But it's very smart man. It's very smart. But feel distance and place like
adjustments.
Spacing,
exactly.
boxing.
You don't think the weight difference will be a factor too much?
Mario, you're asking him?
That's why I'm asking exactly.
Canelo big, Canelo too. It's a good boxer, but I say
wow.
Keeson Davis shared his thoughts, saying Canelo has had a great career and can adapt to any fighting style, which is why he's so great. Davis thinks Canelo's experience and versatility make him a tough opponent for Crawford, while many focus on Canelo's size and power. Others think Crawford's skills and intelligence could give him a chance to win.
He's gonna be the greatest. You know what I'm saying? Floyd, it was Floyd, and then it's gonna be Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what's on the line with that fight, right? Canelo and Terrence is whose era is it? Yeah. Right?
Nah.
I think Canelo had his time.
Yeah, Canelo had his time. Yeah.
Just go submit our time.
Yeah, for sure.
What makes Bomac such a great trainer?
He can adapt to any style, bro. Like, he can adapt to any style. First of all, like DB3, we all got different styles. And he all been making this better in our own style. He got Troy Isley. Troy Isley is a different style. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, he got Avius Griffin. Avius Griffin is a different style. Of course, y'all know Jamel Hearn and Terrence Crawford. All different styles. And he make these fighters great. He can adapt to any style. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes him a great